Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I'll let it begin by giving all praises, glory, and honor unto YAHAWAH, Bahashem, YAHAWASHI, Bahashem, Rakaha, Kwadash. Our double honors to the elder apostles, the elder bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect, to all the dedicated brothers out there that's giving their due diligence in serving Yahawah through his only begotten son, YAHAWASHI, in sincerity and truth. Alright, again, I'd like to say Shalom. Alright, today's topic I'd like to touch on, it ain't over until the fat lady sings. Right? It's not over until the fat lady sings. And ultimately what I'm referring to is the sounds of the missiles. You know, the whistle that these missiles is gonna be, or these fighter jets is gonna be not performing but reenacting. Right? The noises, you know, is gonna sound like an orchestra. It's gonna sound like music playing in our ears, because these are the times that we look forward to, is the end of what? Babylon the Great. Right, and it's gonna be noisy. It's gonna be bombs being dropped, right? Screams being heard, right? Panicking, right? It's not gonna be what you're used to. A lot of y'all too used to comfortability. A lot of y'all is used to laughter. You know, a lot of y'all, I mean, heard cries. I'm sure everybody done heard a cry before, but the emotions is gonna be going through individuals in those times, right? It's gonna be a lot of different. It's gonna be way different than what you're used to, right? The screams is gonna be more in depth, right? It's gonna be it's gonna be an uncertain sound, but you're gonna know that it's a scream for death, right? Why I say uncertain sound, because you're not familiar if this is if it's what, but from the from the events that's going to be taking place in that time, you could only you're going to have an idea, right? But again, topic being, it's not over until the fat lady sings. And I wouldn't doubt it if I made a lesson like this before. Sometimes these lessons is repeated, the topics be repeated, but the scriptures, it varies. It's just all done through the spirit. And I was just driving, I believe it was yesterday, when I came up with this topic, and I was like, man, it's not over, because a lot of people, the scriptures say, Matthew 24, it says that you shall hear wars and rumors of wars. There's a lot of speculations of, today being the end, not really today, but, the fat lady sing is referring to the missiles, right? So what am I referring to? I'm referring to the very end. I'm referring to the third war. I'm referring to when YAHAWASHI delivers the elect, and then the missiles hit ground zero here in Babylon. That's when it's over. And guess what? We're approaching soon. Right? We're approaching into those times. Those times is coming sooner than later, per se. We could we could be thankful. We could be thankful the times is coming, because the Heavenly Father, what he's doing, he's showing us that he actually has care for his elect. That he's avenging us speedily, because he understands that he understands that Edom's coming down with great wrath, because but he got but a short time. So in the process of him coming down with great wrath, if Yahawah Shemashah don't shorten the times, there will no flesh be saved, right? So because this is a madman that we're dealing with, right? And Yahawah Shemashah has our best interest, man. All we got to do is remain faithful and fight this good fight, right? But again, it's nobody that's in this truth should be in any position of slowing down. For anything, you need to be picking up the pace, going harder for serving Yahawah Shema Shah, because again, we're entering into some hectic and heavy times, and Yahawah Shema Shah is paying attention. He's looking down from heaven to see who's in the spirit, right? Who's bullshitting, who's just lip service, and who's actually about it. Right, so like always, Lord willing, this lesson is edifying, so we're just gonna get to it, right? I want to start off in the book of what is that? A book of Jeremiah, right? It's the book of Jeremiah. I believe it's. Let's try 49. If it's not 49, it's 50. Right? It's 50. It's the book of Jeremiah 50, verse 46. Is it? Yeah, 46. It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 36. Right at the noise of the taking of Babylon, the earth is moved, and the cry is heard among the nations. So it ain't over until until the missiles drop, man. Right? It's because the noise is gonna start from when the missiles is shot out, and the whistle that it gives, the display of the whistle that it gives from shooting down, and that's is gonna, to me, that's what's gonna resemble the fat lady singing, because that's when okay, this is over, this is the encore, this is it, right? So when you see the missiles looking up, it's it. This is what we've been prophesying about. We've been prophesying about the third war, right? Because when you go to the book of I believe it's Revelations 9. I know in 11 and 14, it goes into or is that 11? Let me fact check that real quick. Is that 11 and 14? Yep, it is 11 14. But in 9, it goes into three woes, right? So lucky. Is it 9? It's been a while since I brought this out. Whoa. Let me see. Let me just look it up. Forgive me, Akim. Revelation 8 and 13. Salakia. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 8, verse 13. And I beheld and heard an angel flying through the midst of heaven, saying with a loud voice, Woe, 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 to the inhabitants of the earth by the reason of the other voices of the trumpet of the three angels which are yet to sound. But the point behind this is that the angels is indicating that there's going to be three destructions, three world wars ultimately. And what proves that is when you go, now we could go to Revelations 9 when it's referring to the first woe, right? Revelations 9 and 12. One woe is past, and behold, there come two woes more hereafter. Right, when you read up, it goes into describing what they was going through with the first war. Right, and then now when you go to 11, Revelations 11, right, verse 14, it says the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe coming quickly. It does. When the angel said three woes, that's exactly what he meant, because there's only going to be three world wars, because that third one's representing completion, and after that is going to be, simultaneously is going to be the deliverance of the nation of Israel, not just any random Israelite, but the elect of the nation of Israel. Right, is scarcely going to be saved out of the midst of that third war, because that this third one is going to differ from the rest of the wars, because this war is going to be done in the way of the missiles, right? As you can read in the book of Isaiah, I believe it's 9 and 5, when he says, let's just bring it out. I already felt myself quoting it wrong. It's the book of Isaiah 9 and 5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise, and garments rolled in blood. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. Right? So this is representing the missiles. This is going to represent this is going to be war. This is going to be the war to end all wars, because after this one is done, it's it. But yeah, we look forward to the end, right? And as things get nasty, right, we're seeing the famine being staged, right? We're seeing Jacob's trouble being staged. But we gotta understand, though it look dim, though it look bad, we still gotta look forward to that third war. The third war, even though we see it, we see that brewing up as well. Right? But with the mark of the beast gotta be mandated. There's certain scriptures, that's what we're about, man. We're faith based. Our doctrine ain't just man made. This is based off scripture. So everything the scriptures say gotta come to pass, man. So it's not over until the fat lady sings. And when the fat lady sings is representing again, speaking as a man, is, when these missiles drop, right? The third war, that's the end. Until then, all these other prophecies got to come to pass. You can't just, ignore these prophecies, man. This is the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 32. Verily, I say unto you, meaning truly, right? This generation shall not pass away till all be fulfilled. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my word shall not pass away. So all the things that's written in the scriptures got to come to pass. So it's not over till all these things come to pass. As simple as that, right? And again, famine, more pestilence, more earthquakes. A lot of these things is just gonna be heightened, right? It's gonna be turned up a notch. It's gonna intensify a little bit more. So book Isaiah 55 verse 11. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. But I'm trying to highlight the fact that what he said, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. The words of YAHAWASHI, it shall what? It shall not return unto me void. Meaning it will come to pass, regardless how anybody feels. Because a lot of people have ideas, oh, this is for then, this is for now, this is for, for the future, whatever, this is for my kids. Hey man, measuring the time diligently in itself by, go based off what the scriptures say and what to look out for of what the end times look like, and especially Yahawashi representing when the end started. How much more now, man, when we got clear understanding of what means what, the prophecy, what certain prophecies going into. The prophets before, they didn't even have no understanding, man. They wrote it down through the spirit of faith. They believe, so they wrote it down, but now we're actually able to line things up with the times that we're living in. Right? This is the book of Daniel chapter 12 verse 4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time, it's like even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. Let's read that in NLT. But you, Daniel, keep this prophecy a secret. Seal up the book until the time of the end. So at some point, a lot of people couldn't understand this. These Christians still, a lot of these Christians can't understand the scriptures, man. They don't know what the hell is going on. Right? So we understand that, we got to be in the end, because what he said, these things are sealed up until the time of the end. And what now is being revealed, that, there's certain individuals that got 100% truth. The 100% truth is out here. Why is that? Because we're in the end, when many will rush here and there, and knowledge will be increased. And that's what we see, knowledge being increased, right? In the right hand side and in the left hand side. Right hand side being used to what? To minister, to serve Yahweh Shema Shah wholeheartedly, right? To gather the flock in, as a prophet of Yahweh Shema Shah would do so, right? And in the left hand side, by what? By increasing the pace of the timing of missiles dropping in certain locations. Like they now they got hyper supersonic missiles, ballistic missiles, whatever. You know what I'm saying? They, the knowledge of weaponry is at an all-time high. We're in the last days, man. It's undeniable, right? But even though we're in the last days, we still got to be mindful that certain prophecies got to kick off. And I'm not in the spirit of saying, oh, we got 2-3 more years, man. I'm hastening the time like I'm supposed to. I would like for this place to go today, if possible. If possible. Just watching, when you watch certain movies and the life that you're living, understanding what in the scriptures, we know that there's, a life that's coming after this is uncomparable. So I'm not in the position of saying we got 5 more years, 10 more years. I'm gonna haste every day if I can. But realistically, the words of your Most High will not go out void, right? So we seeing certain things being staged, and again, at the same time, it could be a domino effect, right? Which it more than likely will be, right? Jacob's trouble, right? The mark of the beast, and while Babylon is, it's gonna be chaotic out here. Why it's gonna be Egyptian against the Egyptians, sedition among men. These Americans, these Babylonians, is gonna be in a position to enforce crowd control. So at that time is when this nation is gonna look as weakest. So at that time, it's gonna give is gonna give Babylon's opponent a reason to strike. All right. So we believe, when all those things is kicking off, going down, we're going to be tried. We're going to go through the stages that we're going to go through. Some of us might go into prison. Some of us will be pilgrims. All those things is going to happen fast. It's going to be a quick pace. And then what? And then these nations going to strike. They're going to send their missiles up. You know, it's gonna go down. But don't, you know, we can't skip prophecy, man. But the beautiful thing about it is the Most High is making haste. He's making these things come to life. He's making it happen fast. You know, so we just got to keep fighting, man. You know, we don't give up, right? I'm gonna bring this out. I'm pretty much, you know, that's pretty much it. Let me scriptures talking about wax old, man. There you go. That scripture is heavy, man. Right? This is the book of Sirach 11 verse 20. Right? Be steadfast in thy covenant, being firm in what you do, and be conversant therein, and wax old in thy work. Right? Wax old in thy work. Do it all the way into the end. Right? Just because you're seeing certain things happen, you don't kick your feet up, man. You don't kick your feet up and thinking, okay, I could rest now. It's good. No, you would know when it's not expedient to go out there and preach. It'll be tear gases in the street, UN troops marching, you know, people getting shot, getting sliced in half with machete. You would know when it's not. But you know, seeing certain things kick off, don't just think, oh shit, you know, I don't got to go out no more. I could rest. I could chill. No, we chill in the kingdom, man. Right? Let me bring that out. This is book 2nd Ezra chapter 8 verse 52. Right? Unto you is paradise open, the tree of life is planted, the time to come is prepared, plenteous is made ready, a city is builded, and rest is allowed. That's the point. You know, it's not now, right? Yea, perfect goodness and wisdom, right? But the time of rest, where rest is allowed, is going to be in the time of the kingdom, right? I mean, it starts with us. But we should not be in a position of getting comfortable, man. Right? Because the scripture said that we're gonna be you shall know who my chosen is. They're gonna be tried. So how the fuck is you resting if you're getting you're going through shit, right? So meaning that you just got to keep fighting, right? It's gonna be one obstacle after another. It's gonna be a marathon. It's gonna be a real life marathon, man. Don't think it's just, you know, it's gonna end here and then tomorrow is gonna be good. No, man. Right? It's gonna get tougher and tougher as you progress in age. When you're in school, you know, every grade it gets the test gets harder. You're learning new things. You're tested even more. You know, you gonna go through it, man. You're gonna go through the ringer. But it's just to build you, you know. But again, you know, hey, it ain't over to the fat lady saying it ain't over until you look up and see those missiles, man. And from the looks of things, it could happen at any moment. It could happen sooner than later. But certain prophecies got to kick off before that, right? Which all the prophecies is gonna kick off is beautiful, is because what we've been told y'all, man. We told you these things was gonna come. So don't look at it as if it's, you know, if it's something that you didn't know or what. Don't have a fucking confused look in that day, man. You know, take it in the chin, man. You ignored the Lord this whole time and acted and took scorn of his law. Looked at it like, you know, you like it was of no significance. Right? So deal with the consequences of that day. Don't look confused. Own up to your mistakes. Own up to your bullshit, man. Right? But for those that believe, man, keep fighting. Right? This is not a time to let off the pedal. Now it's time to floor that thing. You know? Foot all the way down, man. And just keep going. Because the things that brothers do for this ministry, man, it's obviously working. It's obviously the truth. Because look, the certain prophecies is kicking off. Because what? Because of what YAHAWASHI said. This gospel shall be preached, you know, through all nations for a witness, to a witness for all nations. Then shall the end come. The end is coming because the truth is being preached, not the bullshit lies that's been told for ages. No, this truth is being preached. Let me bring that out. This is the book of Colossians chapter 1 verse 26. Right? Even the mystery which has been hid from ages and from generations, but now is made manifest to his saints. His truth is made is clear, is evident, is given to the prophets. You know, the secrets is what revealed to his the secrets of Yahweh Shem Yahushua is revealed to his service of prophets, man. And what does the service of prophets do? They're prophesying, telling you about these secrets, man. So what this gospel is being preached, it's reaching the four corners. Now the end could actually come, because the proper uh channel is being utilized, via internet, no matter what platform it is, and it's reaching the elect. And by that happening, the Most High could proceed in judging this world, man. Because what, as you go into the book of, what's that, the book of Revelation 7, he says, don't touch the sea or the water until the mark is sealed. So now the closer we get to that mark, to the last individual that got that mark, which is uh really the name of YAHAWASHI, that the Wah, this truth, the spirit is the spirit of YAHAWASHI. The sooner those get done, then what, the destroying winds could proceed, to destroy not the earth, but a lot of these lands. We understand Babylon the Great in itself is never going to be inhabited, but it is going to be it is going to be a world war. So there's going to be missiles being dropped everywhere, man. A day of judgment, right? But that's pretty much it. It just reminded me, I was looking up the whistles that's coming down from the missile from missiles, and I guess what is it, Germany, or is it the Russians? One of them Edomites. They purposely put a whistle on the missiles to throw people off, when they heard it, so it could distract them. But certain missiles and certain fighter jets naturally make a whistling sound. And you could liken that to just the singing. Was that Oprah? Not Oprah, but I'm pretty sure I'm saying it wrong. But it just reminded me of singing, and it reminded me it ain't over to the fat lady sings, and it's again representing the missiles dropping, man. Brothers is was it peculiar, man. Brothers is different. Brothers got different ways of thinking, but that's just the body of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And I'm not wrong to think that. You know what I'm saying? These missiles is gonna be dropped, and it's gonna make his own noise. It's gonna be like it in the singing. And when you hear that, when you see that, it's over, man. So you need to apply Ecclesiastes 12:1 immediately. Right? Remember that I created while in your youth, before the evil days come nigh. You better get it right now before it get too late for you. All right, so I'm gonna end off here, Lord, on the lessons that I find. I'm gonna end off by giving all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahawah Bahashem, Yahawashi Bahashem, Rakaha Kwadash. All right, double honors to the elder apostles, the elder bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect. Shalom Akim Shalom.